His videos have millions of YouTube views. He has appeared on primetime TV, covers and centerfolds for publications in South Africa and Europe, and supported EMINEM during his South African tour. Known to fans around the world as Jack Parow, Zander Tyler was born in Parow, Cape Town. His first self-titled, full-length album struck gold within 2 weeks of its release and went platinum within a year. He has headlined at major festivals in South Africa and toured Europe to packed-out audiences. After reaching gold status within weeks, his tracks are the first Afrikaans language hits to make it into local English charts. This is our conversation.
It was interesting to me that you introduced yourself as Zander. I was expecting you to introduce yourself as Jack.
When it comes to my normal life or my home life and stuff like that, I'm very private about that stuff. So it's kind of like almost like a shield, the name Jack Parow. And it's also like a rap thing. Like rappers all have like different names. You can't rap under your real name. That's like so unrap of you. You can't do that. So I had to make up a fake name. Yeah. So I was struggling with it for long, obviously. And then I finally got it and I was like, yes, finally, I'm a rapper.
Now, is that become you? Or is it a persona that you play with?
It's a persona, but it's also not. It's like a kind of in a way embellishment, but not completely. Like I like drinking, I like having fun, I like going out, I like partying, I like the most of the stuff I say is pretty much true, and then it just kind of gets pushed to a higher level, just like almost like for entertainment reasons. But I don't know, if people go out with me, they'll say that I am that person, but if I'm sober at home, they'll say I'm not that person. Yeah. So it's kind of like my party self in a way. Like Jack Parow is my party self, and my normal other split personality is like my home life self. Yeah.
Did you study to be a mechanic?
I did. I appied actually. I didn't literally go study. I appied at a because I really like. I've always been really into like old cars, vintage cars and stuff like that. So,
is that like a real passion?
Yeah. Okay. So
what do you drive?
At the moment, I don't drive an old car because I don't feel I've lost touch with it too much. Because I dig, if you're driving an old car, you have to be able to fix it constantly. So, but I drive a bakkie now, which is obviously also very Afrikaans, which is cool.
Like you just said in your own words, give me a sense of what the traditional view of the Afrikaans culture is. Okay, in terms of values and politics and what goes on at home, etc.
I think mostly based around religion. Like religion plays a massive part, I think, in culture, and especially in Afrikaans culture. It's a very it's a very strong, and like it has keeps a hold on people in Africa, in the Afrikaans culture and stuff. Where it's where I think it's changed. It's changing, going away from that like old like look of things. Like, I mean, you can't, like, I'm like the devil basically for Afrikaans, for traditional Afrikaans people, which is obviously completely untrue. I just make music that's fun and not music that's boring and shitty and crap like most of the other Afrikaans artists. I've got the new album. My new album is just out, Nacht van Lang Pette, which plays on that completely. I do like, it's a double album, so the one side's acoustic and the one side's electric, and it's like kind of like that whole black and white kind of sides, like where it's like the old Afrikaans against the new Afrikaans. And I think it's moving more towards the new Afrikaans, just more liberal and more like not being so worried about protecting something that you protect it so much that it almost dies. Like, and I think that's the problem with a lot of Afrikaans people, is they try and protect Afrikaans language so much that it becomes they ostracize it from everything else. It becomes like this weird like traditionele like ingat kind of language, and people are like, that's like strange, like voortrekker kappies and stuff like that doesn't exist anymore. People don't do that stuff anymore. So it's just like me and like bands like Fokker Polisie Car and etc. are like bands that kind of try and take Afrikaans into the future and make it like cool. And like when I was young, people would lie and say they aren't Afrikaans. They would say they're English. They would act like they were English. They would talk like English and say they were English, but they weren't actually. They came from Afrikaans, but they were just like shy of it. They were shy of their language, shy of the music. And then especially a band like Fokker Polisie Car came out, and it kind of like just like revitalized Afrikaans and opened up a whole new sector of Afrikaans where the young people could actually go and say like, this is music that this is music in my language, where I would never take like a whatever, like a Steve Hofmeyr CD and tell someone this is my music, because it's not. It's like not even closely resembles anything that I stand for. But I can take a Volker Polisikar CD and I can give it to someone who knows nothing of Afrikaans and say this is the type of music that comes out in my language, and I can be proud of it. And when they listen to it, I can be proud of them listening to it. If they like it or not doesn't matter to me. I'm still proud of what I'm giving them. Yeah.
There's an amazing shift. You're obviously very much at the forefront of part of that shift. There seems to be a lot of anger in that shift, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And why is the shift taking place, and where is what you're doing taking Afrikaans culture to?
I think it's not that much about it is angry kind of in a way, but it's more of just a shift, like taking it away from the old sense of the word, and like because that kind of is killing Afrikaans. Like people were saying that Afrikaans is a dying language and stuff, and like a lot of like big Afrikaans people were saying that, and we were just like, and then I was like, fuck, then if they say it's dying, then I'll just take it and I'll make it alive, and then it belongs to me. So Afrikaans belongs to me now, pretty much. So I'm gonna remake it like cool. So we're working on that, and then we got like a 5-step plan for it, like an action.
A strategy.
Yeah, a strategy. Like it's been strategized. I've spoken to some ad agencies, and we're doing well so far.
How's life different on the other side of the curtain?
It's much less pretentious and it's much more fun.
Okay.
It's much more Afrikaans, much more braaing, much more brandy drinking.
Yeah.
Now, it's not actually Afrikaans really. I think it's just it's English and Afrikaans. It's like it's an unpretentious side of the world. But also the southern side also has good people. It's just like a kind of a joke in a way. When I was younger, they used to give us a lot of shit and stuff for being from that side of the world and having like CY number plates and stuff. So that's kind of where the Boereworsgordijn thing started. Like people were like, they're from behind the Boereworsgordijn or whatever, yeah.
What are the core things that people would walk away from after you've said this is me? What are the things that you'd like them to walk away from saying they remember Jack Parow or Zander being X, Y, and Z?
I think for me the main thing is just I don't judge. Like that's I think one of the main things that I believe in, and that's kind of the core of my essence is not judging people for who they are, what they are, where they're from, etc.
Who did you feel judged by?
I surf, and I used to, and I say, like I've told the story before, but it's kind of crazy. Like when I used to go surfing, and then I would go surfing at places, and people would beat me up just for having like a CY number plate.
Like literally beat you up because of your number plate.
Yeah. And they're like, go back to fucking Belleville and like shit like that. Like it's like we were super like people. You won't actually believe it, but it was like super. Like we were like completely like removed almost for a while from the rest of the earth, because it's like a weird thing, like something like apartheid. Okay, got like, which is obviously an intensely shitty period in South African history. Got blamed on like people. Everyone was so fucking scared because they were like fucking apartheid, like. If the whole world's looking at apartheid, like we have to, like, so apartheid gets abolished and like and everything. Sorry, if I say words wrong, I'm sorry. But I think I'm talking right because I'm Afrikaans. I say English words wrong.
We're gonna talk about that in a moment.
But then it's like, and it all just the blame got pushed onto like Belleville and the northern suburbs. It's like everyone else was like, we never had anything to do with it. It just happened in Belleville. And we were like, fucking nothing happened in Belleville actually. Like fucking when I was at school before, even like long before when I was young, my best friends were like colored and black kids. So it makes no sense that we get blamed. We were the people that were actually living on farms, and we grew up in farm villages. We were the people that weren't segregated. The people that were saying we were the ones are the people that were living in town, and they were the ones like kind of pushing it down. But anyway, now I'm shifting blade. Sorry, fuck, I'm just talking a lot of crap. It's hot inside here.
Okay, now a very serious question. Okay. I think you describe yourself as a Zef Romantic Afrikaans Rapper extravaganza. Jeez. Explain.
I think that's all the things that I find fun in life.
Yeah.
All those words.
What is
I just
Zef?
threw like a shitload of words in a sentence and said that sounds amazing. I don't know. I don't really actually. Zef is not really. I don't really like try and sell myself as Zef completely. I think it's
What
kind
is
of a
Zef to
label.
start with?
It's like common, pale. Like there's a lot of different names for it. It's like kind of trailer parky, like that kind of thing. Like Zef is like. It's actually the coolest people are Zef, but it's like it's become too much of a fad for me. So I kind of remove I'm like an Afrikaans rapper.
Yeah.
I'm not a Zef rapper. It's like it's become too faddy for me, so I kind of removed myself away from that. But but Zef culture is like trailer park is in America. It's like that kind of culture. It's like the middle class to poor Afrikaans. Like doesn't necessarily always have to be Afrikaans, but it's like that Witbank, Benoni, Bellville, Parow, Goodwood, Brackenfell, like those kind of places. That's Zef. Yeah.
You've got a record label.
Yes.
Paraphernalia.
Yes.
Okay. I take it you're passionate about the business of music.
Yes.
How does the music business work in South Africa?
Oh, I think it's like a cowboy. The music in South Africa is the cowboy. You just kind of like wing it and see how it goes. And if you're lucky enough, you hit it. Well, I've got a amazing like manager / like partner at the moment, Wynand Meiberg, who's actually the bassist from Fokker Polisie, and he understands that stuff much better than I am. I'm more the create the creative side of things and like handle that, and then he handles the business side of things, and hopefully they come together and we can actually do something and not have to move to a caravan park.
What would you like to think that you're bringing to the world through what you're doing?
Hopefully kind of give people the opportunity to be themselves, as I said, that's kind of always what I've wanted to do. Like just kind of give them give them like a sense of empowerment or something, to kind of just be like, fuck the situation I'm in, or fuck these people, and like kind of just be themselves. So I think that's mainly what I hope I bring to people, and what I can kind of give them. And also I keep my stuff away from politics, etc., because I also believe that we have, like, life in South Africa is also already so serious, and we're already getting bombarded by what's shit in South Africa, that it's kind of like, if people come to a show of mine, I can hopefully give them a release from that and kind of make them have fun and make them laugh and laugh at themselves and just have a good time.
Thank you very much for joining us here at the table there, man. And we've got a little gift for you from Robert Daniel, classic contemporary clothing as well.
Nice.
You can pop over to the waterfront and pick it up. And yeah, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you.
Cheers, my man.
Lekker.